The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's going to high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Pine City High School for tonight's Great River Conference matchup between the Aitkin Gobblers and your Pine City Dragons. Of course, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman, and I'll be taking you all throughout the night here this evening in this Great River Conference matchup between the Gobblers and Dragons, and I'm excited to be out here. First time calling a game this year for the Pine City boys, so I'm excited to see what they're able to do this season. Of course, they had a pretty good first game in which they won over Ogilvie. They scored over 100 points and held Ogilvie to under 20, so not a bad start for the Pine City Dragons. But now they get Aitkin here tonight, and every time I call games, I like to say, it's early on, especially early in the season. It's early on in the season, so you never 100% know what you're going to get with teams because it is early on. So you always have to be kind of careful. You take some of these wins and losses with a grain of salt, just because, again, first 2-3 weeks, you're kind of sorting through what your team's going to be, getting your lineup for sure set, and making sure everyone knows their role and getting them settled in their role. So sometimes that's what the first 2-3 weeks are, and then they get to Christmas break, and I feel like that's when we can really say, okay, everyone and every team is kind of falling into where or what kind of team they will be this season, or at least have settled into their lineups and everything like that. So we're going to get a commercial break here, a word from our fine sponsors, because we have got an interview with the Pine City boys basketball head coach, Kyle Allen, and that one is a little bit of a longer one. So we're going to take a commercial break here, word from our fine sponsors, then we'll get that interview with the Dragons head coach, Kyle Allen. You're listening to boys basketball here on Anthem Country, WCMP.
Your local Minnesota Vikings football is WCMP.
Breaks another at the 30, and he's loose!
Your favorite hometown team with your favorite players.
Caught by Jefferson!
Don't miss the hits, the action.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Catch the excitement all season long.
And he caught it!
Minnesota Vikings football is on Cool Country 100.9
WCMP.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Go online to pine.edu for more information. Pine Technical and Community College, connect with success.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
Ethan Game Day Gilman here, and I'm now joined by the Pine City boys basketball head coach, Coach Kyle Allen. First of all, thanks so much for joining me.
Hey, appreciate you having me on today.
And getting right into it, how many years have you been the head coach here at Pine City?
I've run out of fingers. I believe this is my 14th year at Pine City.
And what initially got you into coaching?
I went to college and knew I wanted to be a teacher, and was fortunate enough to play college basketball during my college career, and became very close with my college coach. It's funny how things never work out the way you planned. My plan was to stay at Scholastica and work as an assistant with him, and I got offered a teaching job in Texas, and I ended up taking it, and it came with coaching responsibilities, and kind of moved on from there. And so I spent a few years in Texas, and then I was able to make my way up to Pine City after a few years, and have been fortunate enough to be here ever since.
Looking at the season, the fall sports season kind of runs right up to the winter sports season. But as a coach, how do you prepare for the season?
It's a lot. It's a never-ending. It just doesn't stop. You take weeks and months at the end of the previous season to wrap everything up, and you hope to get done by the end of the school year. And while you're finishing up that, you start to prep your off season and get all that ready. And then same thing, you're on that cycle again. You want to wrap up your off season into, you're done in the end of July, and you want to wrap it up as you get into August, and then you're transitioning from there to the start of the new season. And so it starts really early on in terms of the preparation on the coaching end of it and the staff end of it. You start about when the school year starts. And for us, our first check-in then is at the MEA break, making sure we're on path and pace to be able to start the season. And again, this is everything from the varsity down to third grade hoops to kindergarten camps. We want to make sure we have everything in line, everything in place, because we know once the season officially starts, there's no extra time anywhere. So you want to make sure you have as many things in place before the actual start of the season that you can take care of on your end as the coach to ensure that you're ready to roll when the season does start.
Looking at this season for the team, I know last year, a little bit of inexperience last year, unique year for you, but we know there are going to be a good group of seniors coming back. But after that, what is this roster looking like? Younger, mix of both?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. And last year, we were really upfront about it in terms of where we found ourselves. We were very fortunate. Our lone senior, Matthew Blake, was just amazing in terms of leading by example. And putting the team and putting the program in front of himself. And after the 2023 or 22-23 season, in our evaluation process that we do it in the spring, we found a crack in the foundation of our program. And we wrote a letter and we shared it with everyone, alumni and parents and school officials and players. And we've really tried to purposely attack that to be able to fix that crack and help bring the program back to relevancy. And so as last year happened, we quickly concluded that the group needed another year of preparation and seasoning before being able to compete at the varsity level. And so, again, Matt Blake, our lone senior last year, he gifted us that, and we went back to the basics and gave this group an extra opportunity to grow and develop in hopes that it would bear fruitful for this season. And so we are hoping that challenge that we faced last year and most decisions that you make as a coach, you have there's an unpopular basis behind it. Our hope was that we gifted them an extra year of preparation in terms of being able to compete this year on the varsity floor. So this year we return, double-digit starters. We have double-digit returning varsity players. Only losing one senior last year. And also return double-digit seniors this year onto this roster.
I know you and I had talked a lot last year about Matt Blake, and what does that do for a young man like that to kind of come in and sacrifice that time and effort for the not just this year, but for the long term of this program?
It encompasses everything that you want as a coach at the high school level, and it's what you want a team to believe in, that their individual needs do not outweigh the needs of the team or the needs of the program. And so again, Matt Blake being able to do that was A+. And in our early years as we were trying to establish ourselves, we had groups of seniors that came in and we weren't ready to compete night in, night out at the varsity level. And so building a program takes time, and they allowed us to be able to build the program correctly, knowing that it might not yield the results they exactly wanted individually that year for themselves. And so again, just that ability to put something in front of your own individual needs is such a thankless characteristic that you want all your players, your fans, your coaches, your parents to buy into. That in the athletic world, especially in a team sport, we put the team first above individual needs and wants.
Looking back at the team, who are the captains for this year?
So we actually just had our vote the other day, and we have 2 returning captains this year. Sawyer McDaniel and Charlie Ausmus both served as captains last year with Matt Blake. And again, now heading into their second year as that role, we'd like to have carryover, holding the program together during the off season, allowing it to be able to grow and allow them to be able to grow in their leadership roles. And then senior Eli Fromm was also voted in as a captain this year. So we currently are going to have 3 captains moving into this season.
I know we've talked about this team kind of growing over this last year or so, but through the first few weeks of practice and even in your first game of the year on Tuesday against Ogilvie, have there been any players that kind of have stepped up, surprised you, or even just their knowledge of the game has grown?
Yeah, and I think, and again, we're trying to be as super transparent and open about this as possible in terms of what we did, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and then where we're planning on going. So even in terms of the drills in practice that we've been able to start with this year, the expectation is that our fundamental core principles are in place, that these athletes had the opportunity to work on these core principles for an entire extra year, and that they are now ready to execute them at the varsity level. And so just being able to come in and have that in your back pocket has given us the ability to move into game planning quicker, has moved us into the ability to move into, scouting and game reports, that we're not necessarily working on coaching hustle. We're not working on coaching a player to play hard. We're not coaching a player on fundamental principles of rebounding or defensive position. The expectation is that on the varsity floor, those things are already in place. And so being able to have those things in place allows you as a coach, us as a team, us as a program, to move forward and be able to hopefully get to a level that we want to achieve.
Obviously, looking at you did have some success last year. You found that throughout the season, but what are some of the things that you did have success with last year that you're hoping translates back into success this year?
Well, the hope is those principles and being able to rely on those, and those are program-wide. We teach concepts the same from third grade youth hoops all the way through varsity. And we have them scaffolded so that they are continuing to be built on as time goes on. So the hope is that having those principles in place and being able to execute them at the varsity level on the varsity floor will allow for the continued growth at the varsity level without having to sacrifice time, energy to go back and teach the things that should hopefully be in place at that level.
We've talked about it a little bit and some of the things that have had to be done to kind of grow for this team, but what are some of the expectations for the team this year, not so much win-loss-wise, but just as a team?
I think at first, we've called it our return to relevancy protocol in terms of where the program needs to return to. And that's a hard thing. If it was easy, every program would have it and every program would do it, and everyone would have success, and it's really hard. And so creating that culture that you want, protecting the culture that we had established, and that was accidentally, or not accidentally, but was tarnished during some of the COVID era, was tarnished in some of the post-COVID era. So that return to relevancy is really, really important for us. That return, you talk about buy-in. You talk about putting the team in front of yourself, putting the program in front of yourself. And as we are going through, we've been able to relook at the last build that we had in terms of how did we get, from the early years of only being able to win a handful of games to being able to compete night in and night out. And one of the big things that we felt needed revamping the second time around was our dedication to the weight room. And so we have really stressed the weight room. We have put a huge emphasis on it. We are investing in it. We have a group, the Pine City Athletic Fund has gone out and been able a few years ago revamp our weight room, and we have gone from a weight room that was tough to be in and one that you spent time in as a high school athlete to something that is reputable and respectable. And our kids are excited about being in there. And we're trying to not only have this be a boys basketball thing, the goal is that this is a Pine City athletic thing. So every male, female, 7 through 12 athlete has access to this program, and the hope is that we as coaches across the board are promoting this and helping our athletes find this. And so we have anywhere from 30 to 40 kids that are coming in before school, boys and girls, 7 through 12, that are dedicating themselves to this program, and it's a huge cultural push. And the more kids that we can get involved in this, the better it will be for Pine City athletics.
I know as a coach and coaches, you like to one game at a time. But if we look at the schedule, are there any games that you're looking forward to?
This year, every other year, we try to go down to the Target Center, and so that's always just a fun experience. Being able to play on the big floor, you're down there by their locker rooms. You're in the big building, and it's just a ton of fun. So on December 20th, the last day before Christmas break, officially begins, we are heading down to the Target Center for a JV and a varsity game. So it's just a great experience. It's a lot of fun. Again, one of those things that we try to do every other year so that every player can have that experience, so that they can go down there and play on that big floor. And tickets are available for fans, for anyone that wants to come. And the cool thing is the Target Center does a great job. When you buy your ticket to our game, you also get a future ticket to a Timberwolves game. So you kind of get two games for the price of, probably less than one, because I'm assuming it's a lot more expensive to go to a Timberwolves game than it is to buy this ticket. So those tickets are available on our basketball website. And again, just a great experience. It's fun for the coaches. It's fun for the players and the managers. And I think the parents and the fans get a kick out of it too. You get to sit lower level at the Target Center and watch your Dragons play. So December 20th is that game, and I think that's one that the boys probably have circled just because it's a lot of fun to be able to go down there and do that.
I know one coming up here I think a lot of people are also looking forward to, maybe that Mora game, which is also a conference game this year. I mean, talk about that dynamic too, of the conference changing a little bit and some of the not necessarily new teams you'll see, but that are just in the conference.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I think it's a great addition for our conference. We're taking a chapter out of the Polar League, and we're going with a big and a small. And so Mora, Aitkin, and Crosby Ironton are joining our conference. And so us and Rush will join them on the big half of the conference. Aitkin is a team that we played when I first came here that was in the Great River. So I had to really dive back into my notes to get ready for tonight's game, trying to find some similarities. They have a few guys on staff that were on staff back then as well. So we went, being able to dig back into the archives through old scouting reports and trying to find concepts that we think we're going to recognize on film that we expect the Gobblers to run tonight. But being able to add teams like Crosby, Aitkin, and Mora to our schedule and now getting to play them twice is great. It helps with the QRL. It helps with, the competition end of it. And, again, it just brings the level of competition of the entire conference up. So that's a great thing. You talk about Crosby, Ironton, and Coach Galovich over there. I think he's in his 44th year as the head coach. It's amazing. We were watching film of them and Aitkin the other night. And, the court at Crosby is named after him. So there he is on the sideline coaching on his court. It's kind of a cool thing to watch. It reminds me of the early days with Coach Vaughn at Bram. Just the nostalgia and the pedigree that's in it and a part of that. So it's really exciting to bring these schools into the conference and be able to play them twice a year. It's a great thing for us. It's a great thing for the program, great thing for the conference, and hopefully it's a great thing for everyone.
Coach, that's all that I have for you here today. Anything else you'd like to add?
Hey, we just appreciate you guys and all your work you do covering Pine City athletics and helping connect us to the fans and the families in the area and outside of the area. It's amazing what you guys do, and we appreciate all you do for us.
Thank you so much, Coach, and we, of course, enjoy doing it. Look forward to doing it more, and thank you for taking time to do this interview. It's greatly appreciated, and best of luck on the season.
Appreciate you guys. Go Dragons.
And again, that was head coach Kyle Allen of the Pine City Dragons. We're just about set for tip-off here. We're going to get our national anthem and then our starting lineups. And then when we return from a commercial break, we will have tip-off coming your way in this Great River Conference matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the Aitkin Gobblers here at Pine City High School. But first, a word from our fine sponsors You're listening to Boys Basketball on Anthem Country, 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
The Arrowhead Ice Fishing and Winter Show, presented by Eskimo and Ion, returns December 13th through 15th.
Join us for the biggest sale of the year.
With great deals on thousands of ice fishing and winter sports products under one roof.
You can shop, compare, and save.
Special features include the thrilling Sea Lion Splash,
trout fishing in the frozen basin,
and pro fishing and cooking tips from experts in the ice box.
If there's too much to see,
come back a second day for free.
Come for the deals.
Stay for the fun.
December 13th through 15th at the Deck in Duluth.
ArrowheadIceShow.com.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, load up on deals like Heggy's Pizza, 2 for $16 with a new breakfast pizza available. Starbucks Frappuccinos are 2 for $7. Buy a fountain drink and get a Reese's King Size for only $2. And fill your propane tanks for $3.99 a gallon. Get ready for hunting and frying that turkey 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
Back here on WCMP Anthem Country 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com, live with video. Take a look at your starting lineups. I'm going to start with Pine City just because for Aitkin, not real sure who their final starter is. They have number 45 as the starter, but they have number 42s. So I'm trying to find out who the
number 42 junior Isaac Asmus.
So it will be Isaac Asmus, the young man wearing number 45. So your starting lineups for the Aitkin Gobblers. It'll be number 3, Caleb Smith. Number 12, Noah Moss. Number 14, Cole Trotter. Number 23, Cody Kostick. And number 45, Isaac Asmus. On the other side for the Pine City Dragons, it'll be number 1, Sawyer McDaniel. Number 4, Charlie Asmus. Number 12, A.J. Austinson. Number 31, Daniel Milliman. And number 33, Austin Wiener. Gobblers head coach by Rob Mason. The Dragons head coach by Kyle Allen. You heard that, maybe you didn't, maybe you did, but you heard that interview with Kyle Allen, a preseason interview here in the pregame. If you haven't listened to it or heard it, go back, rewind the YouTube, or you can go to our website on Monday and find it there. Best way, though, is just to rewind the YouTube right now. You won't miss anything because, you can click go live, or you can just rewind and watch it from where it was at. So that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. As we begin, the Austin Wiener and Isaac Asmus at center court. So right from the start, we do see that Aitkin has some height in that young man, 6'8", Isaac Asmus, who is a junior. But, the Dragons, it's not like they don't have height, but they have some good athleticism. Dragons will go right to left on your radio dial. Aitkin will go left to right. Tip is won here by A.J. Austinson. He'll give it off on the far side quickly to Austin Wiener for 3. It's up and no good. And the rebound there by A.J. Austinson. Fights off a defender. Turnaround jumper for 2. And the Dragons are on the board first. Aitkin has it. Caleb Smith under some pressure gives it off to Cody Kostick. Now back to Smith. Smith just inside the paint. A hobbing shot is no good. Rebounded by Charlie Osmus. He draws the foul from Aitkin. And that, I believe, was on number 14, Cole Trotter. It was. That's his first, team's first. And the Dragons will inbound. McDaniel will inbound here to Austinson. Austinson will bring it up on that far side of the court. Getting double teamed, backs out of the double team, drives inside the paint, pass outside. McDaniel outside for three is good. Good looking pass play there. That's worthy of a rush to the outer replay. 5-0, Dragons with the early lead. Quickly up the court, they'll come Aitkin. Trotter with it, he gives it back to Smith. And I think we're going to get a foul here on McDaniel. That'll be his first, team's first. Tried to slap that ball away, but they called him for a push. Well, either way, it is a foul on McDaniel. Aitkin will get set to inbound. Caleb Smith. He'll inbound into the backcourt. Starting with it is Cole Trotter. Trotter, a sophomore. He gets around one defender, Milliman. Bounces it outside to Isaac Osmus. And a kickball called there on the Gobblers. So the ball will be turned over back to the Dragons. McDaniel inbounds here to Austinson. And Austinson brings it forward. On the far side of the court, gets a screen from Wiener. Austinson trying to drive inside, pass back outside. Sawyer McDaniel for three again. That's well off the mark. And Isaac Osmus right there for the rebound. Gives off Caleb Smith. Smith on the near side trying to get around Charlie Osmus. He'll give it inside now. And that shot is no good by Cody Kostick. Rebounded by Daniel Milliman. Milliman, a lot of speed with him. He gives it off to A.J. Austinson. A long three is no good. And because it was touched by... I think they missed the tip there by Aitkin. The Aitkin player was standing out of bounds as he tried to get that one. It should be Dragon ball, but just a little bit of a mix-up there by the referee, so it will be apparently Aitkin ball, but that's okay. A deep pass inbound here to Kostick, and McDaniel does just catch back up. Kostick, bumping body, shot is no good. Milliman with another rebound. Milliman gives it off to Austin Wiener. He'll give it over to McDaniel. McDaniel, an off-kilter three is no good. Rebounded by Caleb Smith. That's one where McDaniel just needed to settle in, set his feet a little bit more, and regain his balance. Aitkin will slow it down just a little bit. Now they'll give it off to Noah Moss. Moss guarded well. That ball is on the court. Austin Wiener grabbed it, but they're going to say it's a jump ball. I think Kostick was there as well to wrap his arms around it. Jump ball possession arrow should favor the Gobblers. Yes, it does. So they'll get it back. And we got a substitution already here for Pine City. Checking in is number 2 and 10. We'll get those names to you in just a second. Grant Sklzacic and Briar Willert. Meanwhile, Aitkin does not sub anybody. It's Noah Moss with it. Gives off far side to Smith. Wanted to go back to Moss. Pulls up for three. It's no good. Isaac Osmus there for the rebound and put back for two. 5-2 is our score. Meanwhile, A.J. Austinson brings it forward. He's looking, trying to get it to Wiener. Wiener inside. Dropped the ball, and he's still, that should be jump ball. And because that ball was up for grabs, being battled for, Austin Wiener did wind up getting it. But then Kyle Allen calls a timeout just to kind of preserve the possession. So timeout called there by the Dragons. 5-2 is our score. Dragons lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, custom Light Force braces, or Invisalign clear aligners with 3 locations: Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Timeout just about ended. Pine City back out there. Aitkin going to use the full length of the timeout before they head back out onto the court. And there they go. Pine City will inbound. It's Willert. Inbound to Austinson. Top of the key for three. Just off the front of the rim. And rebounded by Smith. Up now to Trotter. Trotter here to Noah Moss for three. No good. Rebound put back there by Kostick. Austinson on that far side. Gives it off here to Sklzacic. Grant Sklzacic driving inside. Gives it back to Wiener. Wiener will give it to Austinson. Austinson directing traffic on that far side. Gets around one. Austin Wiener, I think they were trying to grab a screen from Wiener and then give it to him inside. Willard for three. That's no good. Rebounded by Osmus. Isaac Osmus. He'll give it to Caleb Smith. My goodness. Wiener tips that pass, and Skozlacek couldn't come up with it. Now gives it off to Asmus, and now Caleb Smith with it, trying to drive baseline, and that is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Smith, and it will go back to Pine City. And now checking in here for the first time is number 3, Grant Larson. So Grant Larson into the game. He played a lot as a freshman last year. I'm excited to see the progression he's made into his sophomore year. With it now, Grant Skozlacek up for three. Shot is no good. Teammates are battling for it. Can't have that. We're going to get a jump ball call, and the Dragons will hold on to, getting a little chippy out there. You got Caustic, who, put his chest into the back of Pine City. Early on already, huh? Going to get some fireworks, I think, in this one. Inbound here to H.A. Austinson at the top of the key. Austin Wiener gives it off on the far side to Willard. Willard now gives here to Larson. Larson for three. Shot is up and off the back of the rim. No good. Austin Wiener, though, with it. Lost it on the rebound, and it will be taken away by Asmus. So Asmus has it. Gives it near side to Caustic. Caustic in the corner. And it's poked out of bounds by Briar Willard. Willard, he was really good on offense, and defensively we started to see him improve at the end of last year, and that's, I think, one of the progressions the Dragons are hoping that he can make here this season. Owen Wire will check in for Aitkin, or Ware. Also into the game for Pine City is number 23, Eli Fromm. And Pine City will have a deep bench this year, something they didn't really have last year. Ware has it on that far side for Aitkin, trying to get around one defender, and it's poked out by A.J. Austinson, but it's last touch by Ware of Aitkin, and Pine City will get it back. 5-4, 13:42 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Their board-certified orthodontists are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at EmbraceMN.com. Bringing it up is Austinson for the Dragons. Gives it off on the far side to Grant Larson for three. That is just off the mark. Asmus with the rebound. Not surprised that he got the rebound. He's 6'8". Caleb Smith with it. And he's guarded by Grant Skozlacek. Gives it off far side to Cole Trotter. And that pass was trying to go inside to Asmus, and that was well off the mark. And Pine City will get it back. Pine City's had a few empty possessions here. They'll look to end that drought now and get back on the board, extend their lead. Skozlacek with the pass from Austinson now to McDaniel. He'll pass it back outside to Fromm. Fromm top of the key. Austinson a long three. It's going to come up well short, and it was nearly rebounded, but it's instead going to be taken by Caleb Smith. That was Grant Skozlacek coming up there, trying to get the rebound. Good effort, but all for naught. Caustic has it on the pass from Smith. They'll go inside to Asmus, and Asmus he's going to get it stolen away by Eli Fromm. That is effort and hustle there by Fromm, and he gets rewarded for it. Now McDaniel being bothered by Caleb Smith. He wants to go somewhere with it. Instead, he'll give it to Austinson, and Austinson has that one poked out by Caleb Smith, but they're going to get a foul on Smith. That'll be the second team foul, and the first there on Caleb Smith. Austinson will inbound on the far sideline. Gets it to Larson. Larson to McDaniel. McDaniel for a three from the near side. No good. And Isaac Asmus with the rebound. That is Caustic for two. Good pass from Owen Ware. 6'5", Aitkin. Austinson. Get it off near side here to Skozlacek to Larson. Larson thought about three, pulls it down, goes inside to Skozlacek. It's blocked out of bounds by Caustic. And looks like 4 in, 4 out for Pine City. Charlie Osmus back in, as well as Briar Willard. And I believe for the first time here tonight, number 5, Tanner Fix is into the game, as well as Austin Wiener. Willard will look to inbound. It's it to Osmus. Osmus to Larson, top of the key, to Willard on the near side. Goes inside to Austin Wiener. Wiener trying to just bully his way inside. Step back two, no good. It's Asmus again with the rebound. And for the first time tonight for Aitkin is Camden Visnovic. And I think we got a foul there maybe on Pine City. Did not see who that was against. So Pine City did pick up another foul. Not quite sure who that was against. But they did pick up their second team foul. So Aitkin will get it inbounded here. Visnovic tried to give it there to Owen Weyer, and it just goes outside of his reach. And that'll be another turnover here for Aitkin. Pine City just has not been able to convert these turnovers into points, and I know that'll be something that they talk about. Larson with it at the top of the key, gives off the near side to Osmus. Osmus wanted to go to Willard right away, but he was guarded well. He had to get through some traffic. And Austin Wiener, as he went to try and get that pass, I think it was just some incidental contact with the feet there. It's almost like a receiver running his route and the cornerback and him locked feet, and that's kind of what happened there. As Austin Wiener went back to get the pass, they just kind of bumped feet, and he wound up tripping. So this will be a turnover, and it will go back to Aitkin. Inbound here to Trotter. Trotter will give it over now to Ware. Ware gives it up here to Moss. Moss on the near side. This ball is up for grabs. It's going to be stolen away by Ware, or excuse me, by Willard, and stolen right back. Put it in for two by Noah Moss. Well, that's not how you want that to go. Willard for three. That's off the mark. Well long. And rebounded, though, by Tanner Fix. Out to Larson. Larson top of the key. Inside Charlie Osmus. Trying to go across the court to Wiener, but it's stolen away by Isaac Asmus. Not real sure. It's not A-U-S-M-U-S. It's A-S-M-U-S. No shot, as the foul happened before the shot. That's a good call. Now we're going to get Tanner Fix for that foul. That'll be the team's third. So he got the foul the last time. Looks like we'll get 3 in, 3 out for the Dragons. Checking in for the first time. It's number 42, Colson Berglund. Berglund, a senior for the Dragons. Inbound here to Smith. No good. Rebounded by Austin Wiener. Over to Austinson. Austinson, far side of the court to Willard. Willard for three. That's off the mark. Austin Wiener, though, getting over everybody for the rebound. Gets out to Austinson. Austinson sets his feet for three. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Willard will come up with the rebound now. A long three from Charlie Osmus is no good. And then we get a foul underneath, I think, on Aitkin. They're going to get this one on Kostick, his first, team's third. That is Daniel Milliman will check in for Berglund. Substitution here for Aitkin, and I didn't see the number. I'm not sure who it was, but Wiener will get the inbound pass for three. It's no good, and rebounded there. No one's going to grab the rebound. Thought it was last touch there by Visnovic, but apparently not. He was near it. That's why. But I think it was last touch by a member of Pine City. 8-5. Low scoring first half here. This inbound is deep. And Milliman covering Isaac Asmus on the deep inbound. Great coverage there, like a DB on a receiver. And Asmus tried to throw it off of Milliman on the attempted save, but he got close, but no cigar. Austinson with it. He'll give it to Wiener. Now Wiener gives it to Willard for three. That's no good. Wiener for the rebound. Oh, and that's no good. Rebounded there by Kostick. Man, that should have been in, but rim unkind there to Pine City. Kostick. Oh no, Wiener's gonna get called for the foul. That was a little too close to call for me anyways. I would have let that one go. I think they're going to get him for, his first. Just want to make sure. Team's fourth, and Berglund will check in for Austin Wiener. So the Gobblers will inbound here to Moss. Moss was open, but Osmus quickly there to guard him. Over now to Caleb Smith. Smith inside to Asmus. Berglund there guarding him well, but Berglund's going to draw, or he'll give the foul. I think if, for Coach Allen, I think he'll say he'll give that foul because Berglund was guarding him really well and did a good job to. First free throw is up and good. That one no good. Rebounded by Eli Fromm. Willard gives it to Osmus. Now over to Austinson. Back to Osmus. Osmus top the key for three. Gonna come up well short, an air ball. Trying to save it was Eli Fromm, but just late on the save. And it will go back to Aitkin. 9-5 is our score. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, they'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. A low-scoring first half, and one of the biggest reasons why is Pine City has just not been able to hit their shots thus far. And now Pine City will turn up the pressure defensively with full court pressure. And nearly stolen away by Fromm to Asmus. And Trotter looking for the layup, but he was fouled. And we'll see who that is going to go against. I think they get Milliman. His first, team's sixth. And at the line to shoot two now is Cole Trotter. No good on the first one. That one's good. So 1 of 2 there for Trotter. Dragons trail 10-5. Austinson on the far side of the court at the elbow gives it to Eli Fromm. Eli Fromm was wide open, faked the shot, then takes the shot and misses, and it's rebounded by Caleb Smith. Smith, he'll give it over to Moss. Moss on the far side gets around Osmus. Eli Fromm guarding well, gives it underneath to Asmus. Asmus shot no good, gets his own rebound, and then gives it over to Cole Trotter, who is again fouled. You got that one on A.J. Austinson, his first, team 7th. So Trotter again at the line for 2. His first one is up, no good. That one's no good as well. It'll be rebounded by Milliman. Milliman using that speed to get up the court quickly, gives it over to Austinson. Austinson finds a lane to drive inside, puts up the lay-in for 2. So Austinson gets the Dragons back on the board. It's been about 7 minutes since they've scored. 10-7 is our score. Caleb Smith with it, guarded by Osmus. That's Charlie Osmus. He'll give it over to Kostic on the near side. Kostic going to try and drive up over McDaniel. No good. Rebounded there by Austinson. Austinson up the court with it quickly. Gives it off to Sawyer McDaniel. Far side corner for 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Caleb Smith. Full court pressure again. Isaac Asmus will give it back to Caleb Smith. Smith will give it now to Trotter. Trotter trying to get around Milliman, but again, Milliman with a ton of speed, and now he does get by him. Oh, almost got away with a travel there, but he got it off in time. Now Amos gets around. Maybe got away with a hook there, and that one will bounce high, but drops in. 12-7. McDaniel will inbound here to Austinson. Austinson over near side to Osmus. Charlie Osmus no good on the 3. McDaniel there for the rebound. Gives it outside to Austinson. A long 3 just off the mark, and it's going to be rebounded by Eli Fromm. Now top of the key for Austinson. It's good! A.J. Austinson with the 3 to make it 12-10. Aitkin still with the lead. 7.5 minutes to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. Quick commercial break. Back after word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
Back here on WCMP, Anthem Country 106.5 FM, AM 1350, of course, live video at WCMPradio.com. The Dragons trail the Gobblers right now 12-10, but man, you look at this Pine City squad, and right now, one, they look like the faster team. Two, they've got a much deeper bench. And three, they have just not converted on their shots. If they, up to this point, if they would have even converted a quarter of the shots that they missed, this might be a little bit lopsided right now. They have found so many open shots, they just haven't been able to get them to fall. We have seen, though, Pine City rush a few of those, not set their feet. So we'll see if they can't turn that around and get things going here after that timeout. Caleb Smith has it for the Gobblers. He'll give it up now to Kostick. Kostick, give it back to Smith. Smith, he'll travel to the near side, give it inside to Asmus. And Asmus shot no good, but he was fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. I missed who that was on. It's on Grant Larson, his first, team's 8th now, and Asmus at the line to shoot two. Oh, man, a friendly bounce there on that one, as that one does bounce off the back of the rim and glide on through. 13-10. This one not going to be good. Rebounded by McDaniel, and here come the Dragons up the court. Oh, Larson was definitely pushed in the back. How do you not get that? Oh, a missed call, bad missed call too. He was clearly pushed in the back as, I mean, he went down, but he was pushed. That should have been called as the Gobblers have it back. Moss gives it near side to Kostick. Kostick back over to Moss. Moss open three. High arcing shot, no good. And Wiener, he'll give it up to Sklizacek. Asmus taking up the court, shot is there, no good. Will we get a foul and a charge call on Asmus? Probably a good call, but I'm going to let my bias show a little bit. I don't think it was. Again, more than likely, it was a good call, but again, Pine City graduate. From Pine City my whole life. I'm gonna say it wasn't. So Aitkin will get it back, 13-10, 6:46 to go here in the first half. Looks like we've got some perspiration on the floor. Trying to clean up, just get a towel out there. Hey, you know what? It's one of the first few games here for both teams. Towels haven't been used too much yet. So we gotta find them. Maybe open a new box and get them out there. Well, with this little break, it's a chance to tell you to tune in next Friday. It's our annual Santa's Hotline coming up next Friday, the 13th. Have your little ones call in and talk to Santa himself. Joshua Miron will be joined by Santa. They'll be live on WCMP and KBEK next Friday from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. So tune in there and call for a chance to talk to Santa Claus. I don't know how Josh does it, but if there was someone who could get Santa to come into studio, it's Joshua Miron. As the Gobblers have it, back up the court. Trotter has it, tried to pass it out, but it's stolen away by McDaniel. He'll take it. Stutter step, drives inside, shot up off the side of the backboard and rebounded by Kostick. Smith with it. He gets by one defender. That's Larson trying to go inside to Asmus, and there's no reason that one should have been taken in by Asmus, but because he's got those long arms, he saved it from going out of bounds. It goes, and he puts it up and in for two, 15-10. On the near side, it's Asmus with it to Wiener. Now on the near side corner, Grant Larson for three. That's good! Grant Larson drops in a three from long range in the near side corner, make it 15-13, under 6 minutes to go. Caleb Smith with the pass from Noah Moss. Pass now to Kostick. Kostick to Moss, or excuse me, that is Moss. To Caleb Smith on the far side. Now to Trotter near side. Trotter gives it back to Moss. Stolen away by McDaniel. Nice job by McDaniel. Gives it back into Larson on the far side for Grant Sklizacek. 3 is up and no good. Just off the side of the rim. Rebounded there by Isaac Asmus. He's nearly got, if not does, have double-digit rebounds. This pass to Asmus is nearly tipped and stolen. A 3 from Caleb Smith. Just a flick of the wrist, but it's no good. Sklizacek there for the rebound. Quickly up the court to Charlie Asmus, and it's dropped in for 2. 15 all now with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Charlie Asmus with some fast break points there. Pass now to Kostick, to Moss. Through the defender, Asmus. Oh, they're going to get Asmus for the foul. Not a correct call. That Asmus was there. That should have been on the offender. Yeah, Asmus was there. Oh, well. So that will send Moss to the line now for 2. That is the 10th team foul now on Pine City. That's something they'll look to clean up there in the second half, is just the fouls. That have been, unfortunately, a lot of them. As the first shot there by Moss is no good. Under 50% on the evening from the free throw line are the Gobblers. This one is going to be good, though, from Moss, and 1 of 2 there. Get a couple substitutions here for both teams. Wiener takes a break. Fromm will come in for him. A.J. Austinson is also back into the game for the Dragons. Here comes Austinson as he gets the inbound. Takes it near side, then gets a screen from Fromm, and that's going to be a foul there on Visnovic. That's going to be his first, team's 4th, and that a quick call. Went to try and travel with him to defend him, but wound up hip checking him a little bit more than he wanted to and sent him to the court. Fromm will inbound to Austinson. He starts in the backcourt, brings it forward. Now wanted to give it off to Sklizacek. He mishandled the ball, but does wind up getting it to him. Now to McDaniel on the far side to Austinson. Austinson trying to get a screen from Fromm, but Aitkin right through it. A spin move from Austinson. Trying to go back to Fromm. It was tipped, nearly stolen away, but now back to McDaniel. McDaniel is going to get fouled. I believe that one's going to be on Kostick. His second. Team's 5th. Now McDaniel at the line to shoot 2. (16-15) is the score. Aitkin leads right now. McDaniel no good on the first. 2 in, 2 out for Aitkin. And McDaniel will line up for his second of 2. Try to make this one and tie it up. 4:26 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. They'll do the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. Second shot is no good as well, and then it is out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons. I think Eli Fromm. Fromm was battling for that one, but wound up being the last one to touch it as it went out of bounds. Aitkin will get it back. Owen Ware will get it set to inbound to Smith. Smith on the far side gives near side to Moss. Moss, and he'll look to go up the court as he was double teamed to Asmus. Now Caleb Smith for 3. That's going to be knocked back and rebounded by Noah Moss. Inside to Caleb Smith. He drops it in for 2. Just good job there by Aitkin, passing that ball around inside, out, back inside for 2. And Austinson will bring it up for Pine City. It's around 1 defender driving inside. He is going to be fouled as he went to the basket. And we'll see. It will be a shooting foul. So Caleb Smith is the guilty Gobbler. That's his second, team 6th, and Austinson at the line now to shoot 2. First one's up, good by Austinson. Austinson good on both. That'll make it a 1-point game once again, 18-17, 4 minutes to go. Caleb Smith with it for the Gobblers. Up on the near side, double team. Trying to get it over to his teammate, but it's stolen away. Sawyer McDaniel, fast break opportunity, hands it off to Austinson right at the last moment. He's underneath the basket, drops it in for 2, and the Dragons have the lead back 19-18. 3:35 to go in the first half. Getting around traffic, though, is Noah Moss, and he has it poked out from behind by Austinson, and now I think we're going to get a foul here. Eli Fromm gets the steal, but a little too much into the body there, and he will draw the foul. Again, I think for Kyle Allen, I think he'll take that foul. But it will be 2 now for Noah Moss because Dragons are at 10-plus fouls as a team. So again, Noah Moss at the line to shoot 2. 1 of 2 his last trip around. This one is good. And we're tied at 19 with that shot. This one good as well. So makes them both, and it's now 20-19. Austinson, spin move, lost the ball, stolen away by Ware, and then blocked by McDaniel. And the Dragons get it back. Wow, what a block there by McDaniel. Helping out his teammate Austinson. Austinson, who brings it up the court, gives it outside to McDaniel. Shot is no good, and that's Asmus with the rebound for Aitkin. 3 minutes to go. Moss with it. Going to get double teamed, but then he gives up the court to Smith. Over to Asmus. It was nearly stolen away. Tipped right to Visnovek, though. And Visnovek, as he was falling out of bounds, tried to throw that one off of the defender, but goes out of bounds first, and it will be a turnover. Pine City will get it back, 20-19. McDaniel will get set to inbound for the Dragons. Gives it in to Austinson. Austinson working on the defender. You know, he almost works too fast for his own feet. I've noticed he'll take this one inside. Shot is up. No good. It would have been the and one, but did not get it to fall. So that one goes against Owen Ware. It is a shooting foul. His first, team 7th, and Austinson's at the line to shoot 2. First one's good. We're tied again at 20. Austinson ready for his second. This one's good as well. Dragons have the lead back, 21-20. As Ware inbounds here to Moss. Moss on the near side, guarded by McDaniel. Gives it over to Ware, back to Moss. Moss then quickly double team, gives it over to Ware. To Asmus, now a long 3 from Moss. That is off the mark. Rebounded there by Grant Larson. And Larson going to try and take it to the basket himself. Asmus is there for the rebound, and foul on Pine City. Well, it looks like they'll get Austin Wiener. That's his second. Teams, again, they're in the double-digit fouls now, so it doesn't matter. Any foul that Pine City commits is going to be 2 shots for Aitkin. It's Asmus, I'm not real sure. This first one is up and good, though. This one by Asmus is good as well. And the Gobblers have the lead right back, 22-21. Austinson brings up the court, takes it to the basket himself after he made a man break his own ankles. It's 23-22. Back and forth we go here late in the first half with 2 minutes to go. Stepping in and getting the steal is A.J. Austinson, trying to get around the defender again, and just from outside the paint, threw it up for 2, and it is good. Now it's 25-22. Pine City feeling themselves a little bit, starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm. Moss on the far side gives it to Asmus, and a timeout going to be called here by Aitkin. So Aitkin will take a short 30-second timeout. That'll give us a chance to look at that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. The team at Embrace wants to see, or believes, rather, the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with a lifelong retention program at EmbraceMN.com. 25-22. Dragons with the lead. The Dragons got out to the early lead, but then trailed for much of this first half until late in this half. They finally took their lead, and it was kind of back and forth. Now they have a 3-point lead. They opened up with a 3-point lead. Timeout is over. Both teams will make their way back out onto the court. Aitkin will get set to inbound here off the timeout. It will be Smith. Smith to Moss. Moss will start in the backcourt, kind of let the offense get set and reset things. And he's guarded well by Larson, but now he gives it off near side to Kostic. Kostic back over to Smith. Smith goes to Asmus. Asmus turning around, giving it back outside to Moss. Moss gives it. And that shot is going to be not off in time. The shot clock buzzed, and the 35-second shot clock was out of time as right before Trotter took that shot. So it will be a shot clock violation. Turnover, give it back to Pine City. Austinson with it. Gives it off near side to Grant Larson. Grant Larson for three. That is just off the mark. And, Willard going to get called for over the back. I think he just stuck his hand out and got the ball to tip his way. Either way, it will be, I think, Aitkin ball, because of the foul. It is going to be 2 for the Gobblers. They said that wasn't on number 11, but there is no number 11 out there. Either way, Smith there for the first shot. It is good. And Smith cannot hit the second. Eli Fromm there for the rebound. And we got a foul here on Aitkin. That'll be their 7th, and it is now a 1-1 shot for Briar Willard. That foul there committed by Cole Trotter, his second. So again, Briar Willard at the line to shoot a 1-1. If he makes the first, he'll get granted a second shot. This one's up and good. So Willard good on the first. That means he'll have a second shot here. Dragons lead 26-23 with 1:11 to go in the first half. Willard, no good on the second. It'll be rebounded by Caleb Smith. And he will bring it up the court for the Gobblers. Gives it over to Moss now. Moss guarded. Nearly had that ball stolen away. He's got some numbers. Drives inside. Shot is up. It's going to roll home for him. So Noah Moss did a good job there. It's 26-25. Under a minute to go. This is really when things start to ramp up. Austinson brings it forward. Nice ball handling skills to get that one past the defender and then dribbles that one off of his own foot. Well, good looking play, but again, with Austinson, I think he's just been a little too quick for himself. He's done a good job, but I think he's just a little too fast right now. I think he's just got to slow things down, settle in a little bit. As Aitkin will inbound. Quickly to Kostic, then back to Smith, now over to Moss, back to Smith, now to Moss, back to Smith, and they will try to go to Asmus, but it is well long and is stolen away by McDaniel. McDaniel will kind of reset the offense, let them get started in front of him, and then he'll bring it forward. Trying to get around Kostic, spin around in the paint, back outside, Eli Fromm, head fake, now over to Austinson, far side for three. It is off the mark, no good. Asmus trying to get the rebound. It is going to be Larson who throws it off the defender. Rebound. Oh, I think we're going to get now it changed. 21 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Eli Fromm hit the deck hard there. He was slow to get up, but he is okay. he is one tough you-know-what. He is tough. It's always fun to watch him play. So the Gobblers will try and get the last shot of the half with 10 seconds to go. Again, shot clock is off. 6 seconds to go. Smith to Kostic, inside Osmus. A long three from Smith is no good. Rebound there by Eli Fromm. I think that he got it before the buzzer. So, at halftime, the Dragons lead over the Gobblers 26-25. What a half of play it was. Ton of action. A little bit slow to start for Pine City, but they showed some really good things, but they'll definitely have things that they want to work on here in halftime break and in the second half. So we'll take commercial break and hear a word from our fine sponsors. We'll be back for the recap of the first half on Anthem Country WCMP.
Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual are dedicated to a season of cheer. We wish you a very happy holiday season and the joy of spending time with family and friends. It is our gift to serve you, now and in the future. Celebrate this holiday season and trust in tomorrow. Contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent, at pineagency.us today or call 320-629-2515 for all your insurance needs. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
106.5 FM, 1350 AM is your home for Packers football.
It will be Green Bay football. Crowd was roaring.
Get all the action, every game, every game.
There he goes. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. He leaped into the end zone. Touchdown.
The hits, the touchdowns, the Lambeau leaps. Live Packers action, every game.
There is your dagger.
Catch every game locally, 106.5 FM or 1350 AM. WCMP.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like it either. As a Vikings fan, I don't like hearing it. But we got to let you know that the Packers do play on that channel. And they've had a good year. So we gotta give them credit, you know. Even though I don't like them, even though I hate them, even though I wish they'd never win another game in their team's history. I'm sure the feeling's mutual, but I don't wish any harm. I don't wish them anything terrible. Just I don't want you to win another game, that's all. But in this game, we'll transition that way. The Dragons lead at halftime 26-25 over the Aitkin Gobblers. You got the little guys out there playing basketball here at halftime. It's so cool to see those little guys out there. Of course, I have my son, he's in first grade. He started his basketball practice tomorrow, so get to be a part of that. It's so much fun watching these young guys, and obviously they're the future. We'll be seeing them in what? I think 6, 7, 8, 9 years. I can't wait to see these young guys play. Someone got bumped. He didn't like it. Either way, Santa's hotline, I should mention that we've got coming up next Friday. Have your little ones call in and talk to Santa himself, of course, Joshua Miron. He's got Santa with him live on WCMP and KBK next Friday the 13th from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. So tune in for that. As we take a look at some of the halftime stats here, starting with the Aitkin Gobblers. Leading the way for them in scoring was Noah Moss with 9, and Isaac Asmus with 8. 4 for Cody Kostic, 3 for Caleb Smith, and 1 for Cole Trotter. Leading the way rebound-wise was Asmus with 10, 6 for Caleb Smith. They had 4 steals there in the first half, 1 block. They were 9 of 16 from the free throw line and only had 18 fouls. Now I say only because, well, Pine City racked them up. On the other side for the Dragons, leading the way for them was A.J. Austinson with 17 points, 3 for both McDaniel and Larson, 2 for Charlie Osmus, and 1 for Briar Willert. They were led in rebounding by both Eli Fromm and Austin Wiener with 4. They had 7 steals, 4 of them coming from Sawyer McDaniel. They had 1 block also from McDaniel. They were 5 of 8 from the free throw line with 13 team fouls. Now, Osmus, Wiener, and Fromm each had 2, but with all the guys that got out there and were able to get out there in that first half, you're okay with that. They had 11 guys. I had to count quickly. That's why you heard it quiet. I'm not very good at math, so I just had to double check. But they had 11 guys out on the court in that first half. So to get that rotation, to get that depth on the bench, this is exactly what head coach Kyle Allen talked about in our pregame interview, or, well, preseason/pregame interview. I played it during the pregame, but it was also our preseason interview I had earlier today. But he had talked about that. He had talked about how deep they were and how they're going to have such a deep rotation this year because of the seniors that they have, who learned a lot last year from the kind of year that they had to have. And of course, early on, he had talked about Matt Blake, the senior last year, who kind of had to sacrifice a lot. So as we take a look at some of the updates, I was looking at some of the updates. Bram and East Central going at it there at halftime. Bram is leading by 1, 42-41. That sounds like a fun one. Then here in this one, it's Pine City leading 26-25. There's too much going on for me. My brain can't handle it. My brain can't decide which game to pay attention to. The little guys out there, the other games we got going on, but yeah, just taking a look at this one, though, you know, the Dragons got off to a pretty quick start with that 3, and then they really didn't have much else going for them. You know, McDaniel got the initial 3 to start the game, and after that it was, you know, it just kind of, Pine City just couldn't find the board. They had a good chunk of time, about 5, 6, 7 minutes, where they did not score. And they finally were able to score, and then the scoring kind of picked up for both teams. You know, Aitkin had the lead from early on, and then they started to pull away a little bit, but Pine City kept it close and close enough to where they were able to come back a couple of times. They got a 1-point lead, gave it back. They got a 1-point lead again, gave it back. Got a 3-point lead, and they've had the lead ever since that, I think it was that 3-4 minute mark of the first half. And they've held on to it ever since. So they've led for about 6 minutes here total in the first half, but you know what? It's still been a pretty good half for the Dragons, but I think one of the things that they'll talk about here in the second half is we got to be hitting our outside shots. They have had far too many open looks from outside to miss as many as they have. And again, I said it kind of partway through that first half. If they even hit a quarter of the ones that they've missed, this one is a little bit more lopsided than it is right now. So Pine City will look to be shoring up those things here in this halftime break. Again, they've got a lot of open looks. They just got to convert those into points. Another thing that they'll be looking to do is turnovers. They got a ton of turnovers here in this first half, whether it was travels, fouls, steals, whatever it was. They got a lot of turnovers that they forced from Aitkin. The thing that they'll look to do a little bit better here in this second half is turn those into points. They've gotten a plethora of turnovers. They just need to try and convert those into points. If they can do that, they will also start to pull away. So you've got a few things that the Dragons are going to work on here at halftime, hoping to turn those things around into better scoring offense, and then defensively, well, pretty darn good. You've held Aitkin to 25 points in the first half. You can't ask for too much better. I suppose you can't ask for better, but to hold a team to 25 in the first half, even though you're 1 point ahead, is still really good to see. So again, Pine City's offense will just look to kind of shore things up, tighten things up, and those small things. It's the little things that they'll look to get going their direction here as we get into the second half. We're going to take one more commercial break, then we'll be back for second half action here on Anthem Country.
At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we're more than just your local dairy. We're also a trusted propane provider, serving homes, farms, and businesses across northwestern Wisconsin and east central Minnesota. Whether you need a tank installed or reliable delivery, we're here for you 365 days a year with flexible options that fit your needs. As a farmer-owned cooperative, we're committed to supporting our community because your home and farm deserve the best. Call 715-689-1032 to learn more. Burnett Dairy Propane, serving you with pride every day of the year.
Hey there, sports fans. Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City, and we have a Lee's Crazy Sale going on. It's time to gear up for hockey, basketball, wrestling, or volleyball equipment, as it is all 20% off. That's right, 20% off all your favorite hockey, basketball, wrestling, and volleyball equipment. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, Lee's Pro Shop has everything you need to take your game to the next level. So don't wait. Stop by Lee's Pro Shop today. Save big on your favorite sports equipment. Hurry in for Lee's Crazy Sale. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
Back here on WCMP. The Dragons lead 26-25 over the Gobblers. Dragons are in those home green uniforms. The white letters and numbers outlined in black. The thick white stripe down the side of the jersey and short with the black outline and that Dragons wording on the left side of the shorts. Aitkin wearing their white away uniforms, the red letters outlined in black, black letters outlined in red. The black stripe down the side of the jersey and short with the red outline, the black collar on the jersey as well of Aitkin. Gobblers will get set to inbound as we start half number 2. 26-25, and 18 minutes back up on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. They have 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. And over and back there by Noah Moss as he went to give that pass off to Smith. Yep, that 1 foot came back across, and it's a turnover, and now Pine City will look to convert. Now, I know it's early on in the second half, and sometimes you take a shot or two to get back warmed up, but for Pine City to convert this turnover into points immediately would be huge, I think, not only for their morale, but for their momentum. As this ball now with Osmus from the pass from Wiener. McDaniel, he gets the defender to turn around. Line drive 3 is good. That was a line drive shot, but you know what? If it falls in, it doesn't matter. 29-25. Caleb Smith with it. He'll give it now to Moss. Moss with it, and going to travel on Moss. And that will be another turnover. Give it back to Pine City. So they just turned that most recent turnover into points. Can they do it again here and extend their lead? McDaniel gets it set to inbound on the backcourt near side. He gets it into Austinson. Austinson, and I think we got a scoreboard issue. I think they're going to say that, I think, takes some few seconds off the clock, perhaps. I don't know if the clock ran. And now I think we're going to fix the shot clock as well. There we go. So everything's set and ready to go. And we'll get back to action. Referees are right on it. They know exactly what to do right away. This pass from Austinson off the inbound up to Charlie Osmus for 3. No good. Austin Wiener right there for the rebound. Gives it back to Osmus now to Austinson. Austinson calling out the offense. Trying to get it on the near side and lost his dribble there, and it'll be turned back over to Aitkin. And, you know, that's, again, we saw that in the first half. He was almost too quick for himself. Now, again, you like how quick he is. You like how fast he's moving, but maybe have him settle in a little bit more. Slow things down, I mean, just a smidge. Trotter with it. Now he traveled. As he went to pass, he kind of skipped on that foot. Now give it back to Pine City. A lot of turnovers here to begin this second half. You'll hope to see that both these teams can clean it up. Dragons will inbound here to Austinson. Austinson brings it up the court. And he looks for 3. It's no good. Well, touch the strap for that brings up the board, and that is out of bounds, out of play. So we'll go back to Aitkin. Turnover after turnover after turnover. Got to clean it up if we're Pine City. Smith with it, though. He'll give it up to Noah Moss. Moss tries to give it to Asmus. Asmus, he lost it. Austinson, no, that's Osmus. Charlie Osmus will get it, and as Osmus got it, you know, Kyle Allen really aware, and he called the timeout as Osmus gained possession, so it will be a 30-second timeout for Kyle Allen and the Dragons, and they'll hold on to possession. They'll get it back on the Osmus steal. It was knocked away by a couple of Dragon players, but Osmus hopped on top of it. We'll give him the official steal in the stat book. Again, don't take my stats for 100%. I try to be as close as I can to right as I can, but sometimes they're a little off. But I try. I do what I can. Austinson so upset with himself that he lost that dribble on that previous possession. Clapping his hands saying, come on, man. I'm okay with guys being hard on themselves, but sometimes you can be too hard on yourself, and then it affects your mindset. So you're okay with him being hard on himself, but you just got to remind him, hey, it's okay. Move on. Sawyer McDaniel will get the inbound, pass it to Austinson. Austinson driving through defenders as he goes up for the shot. He is fouled. They'll go line and shoot 2. This is going to go against Cole Trotter, his third, team's first of the second half. And it sends Austinson to the line for 2. Shot no good there from Austinson on the first one. This one rattles out. Oh, and McDaniel tried to grab the rebound, but instead it's stuck in that crevice in the crease of the basket. And the jump ball is going to be Pine City's. At least it should be, because Aitkin started the ball at the half. It should be Pine City ball because Aitkin started with the ball at half. Or after half, rather. Yep, it is. So they got to figure it out. Again, the refs are right on top of it. They're doing a great job here tonight. Austinson will inbound to Wiener. Wiener right underneath the basket and drops it in for 2. His first points on the night make it 31-25. Smith back to Moss, back to Smith, back to Moss. On the far side, they go to Kostick. Kostick double team, gives it to Moss. And Moss now over to Smith. Now on this near side. A long 2 is no good. And McDaniel going to come up with the rebound there for Pine City. Number 5 is in the game, Braxton Hughes. And a 3 there from Charlie Osmus makes it 34-25. And Braxton Hughes. This is stolen away. That's no good. Stolen away by Daniel Milliman, and Pine City unable to convert, and then a rebound by Caleb Smith, and he was fouled. I think they're going to get Austinson on the foul, which if they do, that's his second. Team's first. And we'll see a timeout called here by the Gobblers. Interesting timeout call. Maybe just to kind of settle things down for his squad, and it will be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here again. Don't forget, our Santa's hotline is next Friday. Josh O'Meara has pulled off his magic once again and got Santa in the studio next Friday. So tune in for that. You can have your little ones call in and talk to Santa himself and tell him what they want for Christmas. My kids did it a couple of years ago, and they loved it. Love talking to Santa. So be sure to get to call in here next Friday, the 13th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. They'll be live on both KBK and WCMP, so tune in for that next week. Even if you don't have kids who want to call in to Santa, it's always entertaining to listen. Kids are entertaining. Gobblers will inbound. Moss and Smith passing back and forth between themselves. Then this pass is tipped away, stolen away by Wiener. McDaniel will give it off back to Wiener, and Wiener drops it in for 2. Nice job there by the Dragons to get that one. 36-25 now, and again back and forth between Smith and Moss. They'll try and go inside to Asmus, and it's poked away, but Kostick comes up with it. Wants to go back outside here to Smith. Smith, it's around one defender, trying to give it inside to Asmus, and good job, but that ball was possibly tipped, and now we get a travel on the rebound by Hughes. So Hughes got the rebound, but as he brought it in, he took a few steps, and that is a travel. So McDaniel will inbound to Austinson. Austinson gets around Hughes, uses that speed, and I don't like that foul call. I mean, it might be the correct call, but they're going to get Hughes for a foul. don't know about that one. The Heels will be subbed down. In for him comes Owen Ware. A.J. Austinson will get the inbound from McDaniel. In the backcourt, he'll start, bringing it forward into the offensive zone. Again, Dragons going left to right on your radio dial. Gobblers right to left. And he goes into the paint and just lays that one in for 2. Beautiful teardrop. And it's 38-25. Dragons with the lead. Smith with it and using some elbows to try and get the defenders by. Kostick gives it to Asmus, and shot is good, plus the and 1. The shot there from Asmus is good. They're going to get Wiener again. That's his third, team's second, and Asmus for the possible three-point play. Sub quick here as Wiener will come out. In for him is Eli Fromm. Four of 6 from the line in the first half was Isaac Asmus. Again, he'll look for the three-point play here. That is good, so he converts to make it a three-point play, and it's 38-28. There's Austinson. He's going to bring it up the court, gets double team, but he gets around the double team. Going to drive inside. Shot is up, no good, but he's fouled. He'll line and shoot 2. It'll be interesting to see who this foul is on. It is on Aitkin. Well, we'll be seeing who's it on. They're going to get Asmus. No. I think they got Owen Ware. I'm not too sure who they got. They got Ware. But Austinson is good on his first. Either way. So, Austinson with his second. This one's up and good as well. He makes them both. 6 of 8 on the night is Austinson. Smith will start with it for the Gobblers. Again, over to Moss. Now up to Kostick. Kostick gets double-teamed quickly. And oh my goodness, that pass is taken away, stolen by Austinson. Takes it and lays it in for 2. Austinson read that like a free safety covering center field. Just stepped in front of it. And Smith will try to give it over to Moss. Moss nearly lost it, but good job pulling that one in. And now we're going to get a foul here called, I believe, on Daniel Milliman. That'll be his second, team's third. Smith will try and inbound to Asmus. Does get it inbounded inside the paint. Turnaround shot is no good. McDaniel is there for the rebound. Oh, then it's stolen away by Caleb Smith, and he'll drop it in for 2. A little careless there with the pass are the Dragons. And then Owen Ware, a little too aggressive on Austinson on his coverage. He'll get the foul, and that'll be his third. 42-30, Pine City with the lead. 13:47 to go here in half number 2. McDaniel will inbound to Austinson. He'll give it back to McDaniel. Now up to Milliman. Milliman will go to Austinson. Austinson wide open and lays it in for 2. Austinson, they just cannot find a way to stop him right now. It's 44-30. Pass here from Smith to Moss. Moss lost it for a moment, picks it back up. He'll take the shot from just outside the free throw line. His rebound goes right back to him. That one's no good, and it's rebounded by Milliman. Milliman gives it to McDaniel. McDaniel wanted to go to Milliman, then instead gives it to Austinson on the far side corner. Now to Austinson, it was Asmus with it. Then Austinson for 3. He is just in a zone right now. Give him the ball, he's going to make it. 47-30. Moss with it, near side, double teamed, and Austinson's going to get called for the foul. Trying to be aggressive and get the ball back, but he gets his third foul, team's 5th, and if you're Pine City, you're going to want to make sure you're not getting too many fouls here because you're 2 away from any foul sending them to the line, and then you're also 5 away from any foul being 2 shots for Aitkin, so again, they piled up the fouls in the first half with 13. Smith will inbound to Moss. He starts in the backcourt at the Dragon logo. Shifts, goes to Smith for 3. Wide open from long range, too, about college range. Drills it, 47-33. It's Grant Larson with it. Takes up the court, gives it into the near side corner to Osmus. Now to McDaniel. McDaniel, top of the key to Eli Fromm. Fromm for three. Off the backboard, no good. Osmus tries to keep it alive, and it is Grant Larson. He got it, but he stepped out of bounds. So it'll be a turnover. He did get the rebound first before stepping out. So it is a turnover. And a couple substitutions here for Pine City and Aitkin. As Novak checks in for the Gobblers, as well as a new young man seeing the court for the first time here tonight, Jack Jacobson, excuse me. And we got a Gobbler on the floor, but he's okay. With it is Smith on the far side, inside to Asmus. Asmus shot, blocked, and Eli Fromm going to get called for the foul. That was all ball, though. That was all ball. That's all right. His second, team sixth, and Asmus at the line to shoot two. From my viewpoint, that was all ball. It could have been, might not have been. First one is rattling home, and good. This one, no good, and Eli Fromm is going to get the rebound and jump ball call. One of two is Osmus. And this jump ball possession arrow favors the Gobblers. I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure. Smith will inbound off the back of Fromm, and then he gets it over to Moss, and Moss drops it in for two plus the and one. Gonna get Larson on the foul, his second, team's sixth. Actually, I think they're at 7 now. Either way, Moss is at the line for the possible three-point play. That one is good. It's tangled up there. It's a good no call. Those two just got tangled up, and there was no intent along as those two players fell. It was just they tangled legs. So the Dragons are going to inbound it to Larson. Osmus will look. He'll give it back to Larson. A little bit of full court press here put on by the Gobblers. This pass intended for Willard is tipped. Nearly stolen away, but Willard comes up with it somehow. Great effort there by Willard. He'll give it off now to Tanner Fix. Back to Willard. Near side corner for Charlie Osmus for three. High arcing shot, no good. And it's going to be chased down and picked up by Caleb Smith for the rebound. He'll bring it up the court. Back to Moss. Moss trying to get that dribble picked up. Gets around. Stops his dribble. Wants to go back to Smith. Trying to go inside to Asmus. And he'll get it now to Asmus. And Asmus gets around the one defender. Then gives it off to Viznovek. And it is blocked by Willard. And the ball, they're going to say last touch by Pine City. So the Gobblers will hold on to it. But what a block by Willard there. Getting back defensively. 47-37, 11-17 to go in this second half. Smith looking to inbound, gives it to Asmus. Asmus, turn around, drops it in. Man, a lot of fouls piling up here for Pine City. They got 42, that is Colson Berglund, his second, and shot is good for Isaac Asmus, so he'll look again for the three-point play. Wiener will sub in for Osmus. Austinson came in for Berglund. And again, Isaac Asmus is looking for the three-point play. It's no good. Willard going to come up with the rebound. Willard lost it, but I think we're going to get a foul now on Aitkin. And they're going to get Viznovek for the foul. It will be Pine City ball. Willard inbound to Austinson for three. Oh, that's off the mark, and Asmus will get the rebound. He's now at a double-double. Moss nearly had it stolen away. Austinson is there. Jump ball call. Possession arrow favors the Dragons. Pine City fights for it, gets it back. That possession, it is Dragon Ball. I'm not sure. Coach Rob Mason looking for something, not real sure. Possession arrows Pine Cities. There's no question about that because the last arrow was Aitkin. So yeah, it's Pine Cities. No, what? No, it should have been Pine Cities. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, not real sure what. I was for sure the last possession arrow was was Aitkins, but now that I think about it, maybe I'm wrong. Again, like I said, I could be wrong. Moss trying to drop this one in. The shot's no good. Viznovic there for the rebound, and his shot no good, and then the shot there from Jacobson is no good. Then we get a jump ball call as they tied it up. Man, a lot of defense here. These guys are hustling after it. So the jump ball now will be Pine Cities. Willard will inbound to Larson. Back to Willard. Now over to Austinson on the far side. He wanted to go to Larson, but gives it back to Willard. Now to Larson, who's in the offensive zone. Larson wants to give it back to Austinson. Now lets Austinson go by, then gives it back on the other direction. Austinson guarded well, gets around the defender. Gives it to Grant Larson for three. That's Grant Sklozacek. His shot no good. Rebounded by Willard. Then the handoff to Wiener is in for two. 49-39. Smith wants to go to Moss. He does. Moss gets it now to Jacobson for three. No good. They're going to say Willard got a foul. I'm not sure of the foul. It's a foul nonetheless, I guess, but it's a 1-and-1 now for Viznovic here for Aitkin. And that one's good. So that one is good. It's 49-40. And with the make by Viznovic, it will grant him another one. Viznovic is going to be short on that one. And because it didn't hit rim, they won't get an opportunity to rebound it. So 1 of 2 there for Viznovic. It's 49-40. 10:05 to go in this second half. Willard will inbound to Larson. He'll give it back to Willard. Now quickly up to Austinson. Austinson trying to drive through the lane. And will they get a foul or a travel? Looks like we'll get a foul here on Aitkin. They'll get this one on Isaac Asmus. I believe that's his first. So his first foul is the inbound goes to Austin Wiener. And he drops it in for two just as quickly as I try to look down to make sure that I was correct on something. And they get it inbounded, and Wiener drops it in for two. But here come the Gobblers back the other way. With it is Kostic. Kostic quickly gets doubled to Smith for three. That's where he hit from earlier. That one's no good. Grant Larson will get the rebound on the run, trying to get the fast break point, but he is fouled. And I believe, no, it is going to be 6th team foul for the Gobblers after that one. So the Gobblers, I think they got that one on 0. Jack Jacobson. 6th team foul now. And Willard will inbound. Gives it into Austinson. Austinson goes back across the court to Wiener. Now to Larson for three. That's going to be well short. This rebound is going to be picked up by the Dragons. That's Grant Sklozacek. Austinson with it on the far side. He's doubled. Getting around the double team. Tries to pass it off here to Larson. He does wind up getting it. Larson will step back for three outside the perimeter. It's no good. And a rebound there. Not going to be, well, I think officially will be picked up by Kostic because then he was fouled. They're going to get that one on Grant Sklzacic, his first. And that is now 9 team fouls for Pine City. So it will be a 1-1 for Kostic. Looks like 3 and 3 out for Pine City. Sklzacic and Larson. Out, in was McDaniel and Milliman. So again, Kostic, 1 and 1. That one is no good. Rebounded by, winds up getting to Kostic. His shot's no good. Rebounded there by Wiener. It's Austinson who brings it up the court, gives it off to Charlie Osmus in the far side corner for 3. Absolutely drained it. It's 54-40. Under 9 minutes to go now. With it, and that ball is going to be knocked away, nearly stolen, but picking it back up for the Gobblers was Trotter, and then Osmus. Man, he's just done a great job here tonight. He drops in another one, 54-42. Austinson with it, getting around the defense. Oh, he wanted to go to Wiener, but it winds up going behind him and getting to Osmus. Austinson, he has it back. He'll give it to Osmus for 3. Charlie Osmus all of a sudden getting hot from outside the three-point line. And when he gets hot, he's tough to stop. Now Caleb Smith, he's going to take it coast to coast. He drops it in for 2. Man, good looking basket there from Caleb Smith. Austinson has it. It's around 1. Gives it underneath to Milliman. Milliman bumped and the and one. Milliman drops it in for 2. Got the foul. Kostic with his 3rd, team's 7th. And now Milliman will try to convert the three-point play. That basket, his first of the night for Daniel Milliman. And that free throw not going to be close, unfortunately. So no three-point play, but he did drop in the basket. And again, because it didn't hit the rim, nobody has a chance to rebound. The play is basically whistled dead. And Aitkin will inbound. Smith to Moss, and back to Smith. He'll give it back to Moss. He'll go inside. Kostic left alone, and he banks it in for 2. 59-46. Austinson directing traffic, and he'll just pull up from 3. That is good. A.J. Austinson. I said before, he is just in a zone. Oh, and now we're going to get a foul here called on Pine City. I think they got it on Austinson. Which is his 4th and the team's 10th, so it'll be 2 shots now for the Gobblers. Noah Moss. Moss led them in scoring that first half with 9. He has 12 so far. Osmus, not quite sure how to say his last name, so I apologize, but he now leads the team in scoring as the first one is up and good from Noah Moss. 16 points for Isaac Asmus. Noah Moss, meanwhile, makes it 62-47 after the first made free throw. This one is good as well. McDaniel on the inbound into Milliman. Milliman brings it forward up to the near side, trying to drive his way in. Back outside to Osmus, but it is a foul on Aitkin, and a 1-and-1 now. I am not quite sure who they got that on. Is that on their? It is on Cole Trotter, his 4th. So Daniel Milliman at the line now for a 1-and-1. Was short on his first, but got an opportunity here to make up for that. That one is there, but no good. Jump ball. Wiener was there along with Isaac Asmus, and The possession arrow points the way of Aitkin, so they will have it. But again, for the Dragons and Austin Wiener, what that does is it makes the other defender or offender second guess the next time he goes up for one, because he knows you're there, and sometimes that can get into their head. Smith and Moss passing back and forth between the two of them. That is how they get up the court, between those two. But then Smith is going to take it to the near side, shoot for three. It is no good. There's Isaac Asmus again, and that shot's no good, but he was fouled. He'll go line and shoot two. Who is this going to be on? This one they call on Austin Wiener, his fourth. So now you've got Austinson and Wiener both with 4. I'm not sure if Wiener will come take a seat or not. We'll wait and see. But again, Isaac Asmus there for the 2 shots. The first one is no good. Eli Fromm will check in for Austin Wiener. 62-48, under 7 minutes to go here. Asmus corrects it and drops it, that one in. 62-49. Dragons quickly trying to get this one up the court. A little bit of full court pressure by Aitkin, but they get into the near side corner to Charlie Asmus. Underneath the Milliman, just too strong on the shot. Kostick there for the rebound. Good looking play there by Pine City, but Milliman just too strong on that one. Isaac Asmus turnaround shot. He gets his own rebound, puts it back in for 2. If you're Pine City, that's what you cannot have. You can't have him start to go off. Milliman gets it from Larson, gets back to Larson, up the court to McDaniel. Sawyer McDaniel gives it near side to Charlie Asmus. Thought about 3. This pass is tipped. Milliman pulls it down, gives it to McDaniel. Back to Milliman. Back out to McDaniel. Top of the key for 3. Just off the mark. But Charlie Asmus comes in out of nowhere to get the rebound. Gives it to Eli Fromm on the far side to Asmus. To Larson. Larson. Near side to Eli Fromm, top of the key. Far side to McDaniel. McDaniel, head fake. Going to drive inside. Shot no good. But he was fouled. He'll go line and shoot 2. They'll call this one on Owen Ware, his 4th. And McDaniel at the line to shoot 2. 62-51, 6:05 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Their board-certified orthodontists are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Plus, they'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. McDaniel no good on the first. And he converts the second. So 1 of 2 there for Sawyer McDaniel. Now has 7 points. Smith to Moss as they get up the court. Gobblers. Moss slipped a little bit, but no call on the travel. Ware gets it. Going inside, Isaac Asmus, and they're going to get a foul call here, I think, on Eli Fromm. That's his 3rd. And now Isaac Asmus at the line to shoot 2. Man, oh man. They're already 10-plus for Pine City. Again, I like the aggressive defense, but going to have to find a way to commit less fouls if you're Pine City. This one is up and no good by Isaac Asmus. And that one no good as well. Rebounded there by Eli Fromm. Fromm, he's going to use his speed, take it up the court, gives it to Willard. Now to McDaniel on the elbow for 3, no good. And it's rebounded by Grant Larson. Nice rebound there. That was through a ton of traffic. Willard has it, gives it back to McDaniel. McDaniel, thought about 3, pulls it down, gives it to Larson. Larson on the near side, picks up his dribble. Got nowhere to go with it. Goes over to Eli Fromm on the far side. Fromm will wait. He'll let the clock tick a little bit, then gives it to Asmus. Charlie Asmus with it. Getting around a couple defenders. Now to Willard. Now to Grant Larson. Larson for 3. Comes up short. And pulled in by Willard. Willard misses on the shot. And Asmus on the far side gets it. Gives it back to Willard. Now to Larson. Larson trying to drive himself in. Gives it to Eli Fromm for 3. That's just off the mark. And Willard trying to battle for the rebound. He gets it to Larson. Wow. Outside to Sawyer McDaniel. No good. And now a foul on the Dragons after the rebound there by Isaac Asmus. Man, oh man. I think they got that one on Eli Fromm. They did. That's, I believe, his 4th. They say 3rd, maybe. Not quite sure. Either way, it's Isaac Asmus at the line again for 2 Under 5 minutes to go here in this game. Dragons lead 63-51 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. First one is no good by Asmus. And that one good, though. Makes one of two. Quickly up the court, Larson gives to Charlie Asmus. Asmus to Larson. Larson gets around the defender. Trying to pass back outside, but it's tipped and stolen away by Caleb Smith. He nearly had it tipped and stolen, but he picks it back up. Isaac Asmus outside to Kostic on that far side corner for three. This game, well, not over. It's 63-55. Game far from over. McDaniel has it for the Dragons. Under 4.5 to go. Gonna let the offense get set. Then give to Willard. Willard trying to get around one. Gives it back outside Larson for three. That's going to come up short. And rebounded there by Kostic. And he'll hand it to Asmus. And he'll give it to Smith. Smith uses that speed. Oh, and they're going to get Willard. Guess a little too much contact there, apparently. Well, that's unfortunate. That'll send Smith to the line for two. Trotter looks to be coming back in for Aitkin at some point. But yeah, for Pine City, the last 7 minutes of this half are going to be all shots for Aitkin anytime a foul happens. This one is up and good from Smith. All of a sudden, Pine City has once again gone cold shooting the ball. And that one's no good. One of two there for Smith. It was rebounded by McDaniel. McDaniel looks to get around Smith. Got the step on him, then gives it far side to Willard. Willard for three. That's going to come up just short. Rebounded by Kostic. Smith unguarded, but Grant Larson finally picks him up. Trying to drive inside. That ball was tipped and nearly taken away by Fromm to Asmus. And that ball is tipped. And Asmus trying to get it back. And unfortunately goes out of bounds. Last touch by Charlie Asmus. So Dragons touched it last. It will stay with Aitkin. 63-56 is the score. Smith will look to inbound. Gets to Kostic. Hands it right back to Smith. Smith tries to go inside, but stolen away by Eli Fromm. Just really an interception for Fromm. Now McDaniel has it. McDaniel staring down the defender, then gives it to Fromm. Fromm around one, driving in, shot is up and good, plus the and one. Nice job, Eli Fromm. They're going to give this one on Owen Ware. That's his fifth, sadly, and apparently according to the scoreboard, it's only his fourth. I am a little too far ahead, I guess. Meanwhile, Eli Fromm looking for the three-point play. This one's no good. And rebounded by Kostic for the Gobblers. And Fromm going to get called for the foul, even though I think Kostic may have been, I don't know. Well, that'll be, is that 5 for Fromm? Yeah, that's 5 for Fromm, and I think it was supposed to be 5 for Ware, but I'm not sure. So Fromm is night's done as Kostic is at the line to shoot 2. This one's up and good. This one's no good. Rebounded by McDaniel. He'll bring it up the court. Dragons got to get going here. They got to turn this around and get the scoring started up again as Aitkin's making the comeback. Pass from McDaniel outside to Asmus. Now over to Sklezacic, back to McDaniel at the top of the key. McDaniel wanted to go to Asmus. Instead drives near side, gives it to Sklezacic, top of the key to Austinson. 10 seconds to shoot. Austinson settling things down, getting past one, fakes the shot, or rather the pass to McDaniel outside, and we'll get a foul here on Kostic, his fourth. Austinson a little bit slow. He's limping a little bit. Not sure if his ankle or knee got twisted in there. And Austinson telling his coach he's going to need a sub after the shots. I was trying to listen in. I apologize, but Austinson is going to shoot 2, but he's going to need, he said, a sub afterwards. He misses on that one. He's hurting right now, and that's, we'll see. I didn't see exactly what happened, but he said he needs a sub. Austinson no good on that one, and rebounded there by the Gobblers. And driving in, Moss unbothered, and this shot is, somehow spins out. Austinson's going to grab the rebound. He's hurting. He's just trying to get it inside, and Austinson once again fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Austinson clearly hobbled. I believe that's 5 for Kostick. It should be anyways. At least I thought it was. Apparently it's only 4. So I do believe that Kostick, that was his 5th. Yes, it was. They'll sub him out for Visnovic. 2:22 to go here in this one. As Austinson is at the line to shoot 2. That one's good. (66-57). Dragons with the lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. This one by Austinson is good as well. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. Life Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. This pass a little too strong, and it's going to be stolen away by Sawyer McDaniel. He drops it in for 2. Tried to get it into Isaac Asmus, but it was just too strong. And yeah, this one going to be on Grant Sklzacek. I was wondering if that was going to be a foul or not, and it certainly is. I like the defense there by Sklzacek, but that went a little too much. And now going to the line to shoot 2 is Noah Moss for Aitkin. 69-57. Moss no good on the first. Moss good on the second, though. 1 of 2. And timeout called here by Aitkin. They'll take a timeout. While they do, we will as well. You're listening to Boys Basketball on WCMP.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, the Pine City Holiday Station Store off 35 has got a quick meal on the go for you. $3 gets you a hot snack or hot dog, chips, and a Polar Pop. $4 for a breakfast sandwich, hash brown, and medium coffee. Or $5 gets you a personal pizza and a 20-ounce Pepsi. Get snacking. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on WCMP Anthem Country 106.5 FM AM 1350. We have a final over there in Bram, and maybe seen as a little bit of an upset. Bram beats East Central 76-67. Wow. After 2 over at the Pine City Civic Center, Pine City leads Becker Big Lake 6-1. This conference is going to be fun this year, I can just tell. McDaniel will inbound here for the Dragons to Osmus. Osmus will give it back to Grant Larson. That's Grant Larson. Foul there on Caleb Smith, his third. And Larson is at the line to shoot 2. Well, apparently they say it's only his second. Shot is up and rattles home for Larson. That one's going to be no good. Rebounded by Asmus. And Noah Moss driving the baseline. Shot is up, no good. Austin Wiener grabs the rebound. He'll give it to Larson. Larson in around one defender, gives it up to Austinson. Austinson over to Osmus. Osmus underneath to McDaniel. He's left alone and drops it in for 2. Good passing there by Pine City. 72-58. Minute and a half left to go. Moss with it. Pine City not trying to foul here. It's Smith for 3. That looks good, but it's going to hit the front of the rim. It is no good, and Larson is there for the rebound for Pine City. He gives it to Austinson. Austinson, he'll look. He'll give it to McDaniel. Oh, Aitkin leisurely getting back. I'm not real sure what that was. It looked like they just gave up. Obviously, you don't want to say they gave up, but, man, that was tough. So Larson's going to get a steal here as it was stolen away by Aitkin. That was Trotter who got the steal. And now Austinson trying to dribble out some of this clock. They're going to get a whistle here on Aitkin. It's going to be Austinson to the line for 2. Going to get that one on Caleb Smith. That's his third now. And at the line to shoot 2, A.J. Austinson. First one's no good. Gets 5 new guys in for Aitkin. Let's see. Number 11 and 42, I believe, are the only truly new guys. Try and get their names in to you. And also, Pine City will get some new guys in. Try and get their names. Let's see, 21, 11. And 41, Ashton Moore, Kevin McKellar, and Kevin Williams. Kevon Williams. Shot no good there by Austinson. Rebounded by the Gobblers. That's Hughes. And he'll take it himself to the basket. Shot is up. No good. Rebounded here. We'll get to Austinson. Austinson with the 30 seconds left. Shot clock is on, but Pine City will, I'm guessing, just kind of throw one at the net, won't try and score. The shot is no good by Kevon Williams. And then maybe we get a foul here on Aitkin. Or a jump ball. I think they got jump ball, so it will be Dragon Ball, and Pine City will just inbound and finish off the game, running out the rest of the clock. Moore will take a shot. It is no good, and didn't really need to take the shot. But Kevin McKellar will score 2, plus a rebound. Here comes Aitkin. They'll try and score one last time, and that's no good. Rebounded by Ashton Moore, and that will be it. So the Dragons get the victory here on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, 74-58. Take a commercial break. Back with our player of the game after a word from our fine sponsors on WCMP.
The Arrowhead Ice Fishing and Winter Show, presented by Eskimo and Ion, returns December 13th through 15th.
Join us for a fantastic family adventure.
The crowd favorite Sea Lion Splash offers multiple thrilling performances each day.
Try your luck at catching a trout in our frozen basin for prizes.
Learn fishing secrets from pros at the Icebox,
along with cooking demos from Field and Flame.
If there's too much to see,
come back a second day for free.
Come for the deals.
Stay for the fun.
December 13th through 15th at the Deck in Duluth.
ArrowheadIceShow.com.
Whoa, they've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store. Right now, load up on deals like Red Bull 8.4 ounce cans, 3 for $6.50, Frito-Lay varieties, buy one get one free, buy a fountain drink and get a Reese's King Size candy bar for $2, and fill your propane tanks for $3.99 a gallon to get ready for hunting and frying that turkey. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsand, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Back here on WCMP Anthem Country, the final here in this one, the Dragons get the victory over the Aitkin Cobblers. I am now joined by our A&W player of the game, that is senior Sawyer McDaniel. First of all, Sawyer, congratulations on the win here tonight.
Thank you very much.
You guys got out to a little bit of a slow start. What was the key to overcoming that slow start?
We just had to stick with it. We had our game plan the whole time. Shots weren't falling, but we just stuck with it, kept playing hard defense, kept hustling.
Yeah, hard defense, that was noticeable throughout the game. What were some of the keys to that physical defense here in this one?
Then just getting down when the ball was on the ground, doing the little things, denying the middle, fronting the big guy. We just kept doing the right thing, and it ended up working out in the end.
Absolutely, and you guys were able to get those shots to fall. What did it feel like to come out here on senior year and get a win on your first night here at home?
It felt nice, especially after last year, playing with a little bit of chip on our shoulder, so it felt great to get a home win, first home game.
Absolutely. And how are you feeling after this one? Again, we mentioned it, physical game, but how are you feeling after this one?
It feels great. I'm feeling good, and we're ready to come back next week.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and good luck next week. That again was Sawyer McDaniel, our A&W player of the game. We'll now be joined by the Dragons head coach, Kyle Allen. And Coach, a little bit of a slow start there in the first half, but you guys stuck with it, overcame that slow start, came away with the lead at halftime.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier, and you hope you have a group that learns from their mistakes and trusts the concepts, trusts the program, trusts the system that we are implementing and establishing. And so I thought they did a really nice job of sticking with it. The biggest misconception in basketball is that every shot's going to go in, and so we know that not every shot is going to go in. We play the percentages and we play probability, and so we try our best to put our players and each other in the best spot to be successful. So we want to be able to be successful on the basketball court, whether the shots go in or not, and that's a really hard thing to do. It takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of continuity, and I thought that they really stuck with it tonight, even when the shots weren't falling, which I think gave us the opportunity to come out with a win here tonight.
No doubt, and we had talked about the depth in our interview earlier today, and 10 to 11 guys here throughout that first half, and then again into the second half. What was that like to be able to have that this year, especially when you've got guys who play such physical defense and might need that rest at some point?
Yeah, it's huge, and we talk about everyone being a piece to the puzzle, and you have to find a way to make your puzzle piece fit, and that's the hard part of my job. I have every guy on that bench wants to play, and every guy on that bench wants to contribute on the floor. And so my job is to figure out how their puzzle pieces fit. and their job is to make sure their puzzle piece is being showcased. So we talk about it a lot in terms of each player trying to find the part of the puzzle that they fit into. We felt really confident with our depth this year and playing more than what we're currently playing. So even if we were to, we're fighting injuries, we're fighting some sickness, and we still have guys that are coming in and stepping up and playing varsity minutes. So that's the expectation for this year. This was the goal last year, was to build depth, and again, the expectation was that this group was going to be ready to perform this year after being gifted that bonus year last year.
Well, so far so good, and taking a look at the first half, 26 points, nearly scoring 50 here in the second, but you also held Aitkin to just over 20 points in the second half as well. What does that tell you about this offense and the defense for this team coming out and putting up almost 50 points, but also, again, holding to Aitkin to just over 20?
Yeah, the basics, the bottom of the pyramid has to be your effort, your energy, your coachability, your positivity. Once you have that taken care of, it has to be defense and rebounding. And so if we can rebound the basketball, if we can defend, the hope is that will help create some offense for us. So again, on those nights when the shots don't fall, and I thought our guys did a really good job of working each other open. I thought we took a lot of really good shots tonight, and for whatever reason, the basketball guys decided they weren't going to fall in the first half. But I thought we were working hard to get to the right spot. And so the goal of offense is to get a good shot, and I thought we did a nice job of accomplishing that goal throughout most of the game.
No doubt. And looking here, the fouls kind of piled up there in both halves, but a lot of them were just because of the physical nature of the game and your defense playing so fast and so physical. So I guess it's a two-part. One, how do you feel about those fouls? But I got to imagine that some of them you're okay with just because your defense is getting after it.
Yeah, we talk a lot about good fouls and not good fouls. And when we're playing within the system, when we're playing within our concepts, and we're playing with great energy and aggression, it's bound to happen. But many of those fouls were frustration fouls, or fouls because we were out of position, or fouls because we were late to a spot. And so those fouls have to be cleaned up so that we can keep playing the game, because that was about the longest game of basketball, and that was our fault.
And looking at this year, a much different start to this year, 2-0 this year. How do you make sure that this continues to keep momentum for your team, but also not to let them get too high?
Yeah, and really it's no momentum at this point. It's you got through tonight, and now we have to get through Monday, and then we got to get through Tuesday. So right now it's just about that daily grind and keeping that perspective of trying to be great every day, trying to be the best version of ourselves every day, and trying to get better every day. And if we can trust in that process, if we can trust in the process of the program and the process of the system, again, the theory of probability is that it's not going to work every time, but our hope is that it's going to work in our favor more often than if we weren't following the system.
Absolutely. And Coach, thank you so much for joining me. It is greatly appreciated, and we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate all you guys, appreciate all you do, and thank you all for all your support.
Absolutely. That again was the head coach of the Pine City Dragons, Kyle Allen, and I want to thank him and Sawyer McDaniel, our A&W player of the game, for joining us. And again, this year, a much better start than last year. But again, these guys were gifted kind of as Coach Allen mentioned, an additional year to kind of learn the system, gain that knowledge, to really kind of sit back and take it at a different level than maybe they have in years past, because it has just been kind of one to another in terms of classes, because they have had that kind of rotation, if you will, in classes. But last year, one senior, the rest were juniors, and a lot of the juniors and sophomores that played didn't have really any varsity experience. So they turn around and say, hey, Matt Blake, are you willing to take this year and let these guys grow? He said yes. He's a great senior, and again, he's going to be known around the program for years because of that sacrifice. But again, growing through that year, coming to this year, getting 2 wins to start the season, and again, a great way to start the season with 2 wins, 2 conference wins to start the season. So that is huge for Pine City. Of course, next week they'll have some more games. They'll have a conference game against Mora. Yes, it is a conference game now. They'll get to host Mora next week, and we'll be a part of that one. That should be another good one. But again, here, the final. The Dragons get the victory over the Aitkin Gobblers, and We'll be back out next week for more girls and boys basketball as we will continue our broadcasts. And don't forget to tune into those as we will have those coming your way next week. You can find the broadcast schedules for all the games up on our website at WCMPradio.com or KBEK.com. And the broadcast schedule will be there under the sports tab. And that gets updated every Monday afternoon. So you'll find it there every Monday afternoon. And again, Pine City, a 74-58 final. The Dragons move on to 2-0 and in the conference. Looking at the scoring sheet for us, it was A.J. Austin who led the way with 33 points, but then behind him, Charlie Osmus and Sawyer McDaniel with 11. 8 points then for Austin Weiner, and then 4 for Grant Larson. And we had 2 for Eli Fromm, Daniel Milliman, and Kevin McKellar. And then 1 for Briar Willard. Rebound-wise leading the way was Austin Weiner, and then you had Larson, Fromm, McDaniel, each with 6 and 5 for Briar Willard. They had 14 steals, 6 of them came from Sawyer McDaniel, 4 of them in the first half. They had 2 blocks. They went 11-25 from the free throw line. They had 19 fouls, but again, you heard Coach Allen talk about it, good fouls and bad fouls, and they want to eliminate the bad ones, of course, but you know the good fouls are the ones when you're hustling, when you're trying to make a play, and you're not so much okay with them, but you're okay in the sense that, hey, we did get the foul, but we're getting it because we're doing the right thing defensively. So it was good to get out here, see the Dragons play again, getting back kind of to more Dragon basketball. I'm excited to see what this season holds for them as we go forward. But again, that'll do it here. Stay tuned to our morning shows on 95.5 FM with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on 100.9 FM with Josh Ramirez on at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can catch your local sports update. We'll talk this game, all the other games going on in our local listening area, plus regional and national sports as well. The Dragons, you can hear some of their interviews. You can hear that interview with head coach Kyle Allen up on our website. So stay tuned to both of our websites, KBK, WCMP. Our social media pages, our Facebook pages for both stations, Instagram, and our Twitter at WCMP Radio for all things local sports. Not just interviews, but game recaps, articles that we will have written for games that we've done, interviews with coaches and players, players signing their LOIs, players' broken records, coaches' broken records, coaches retiring, coaches coming in. All that and more you'll find up there on our stations. Of course, I want to thank you for tuning in here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this and every other broadcast that we do. It is greatly appreciated. If it weren't for those fine sponsors, well, we wouldn't be able to come out here and broadcast any of these games. So we appreciate all the fine sponsors. And, of course, again, you. Again, if you're not tuning in, I don't have a job to do. And they tell me, hey, nobody's tuning in, so we really don't need to go out there. But, again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. In the final here in this one, the Dragons get the victory over Aitkin, 74-58. For WCMP 106.5 FM, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I hope you have a great rest of your night. If you're driving, drive safe. Remember, be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through. Your kindness could make their day. For WCMP, Ethan Game Day Gilman, have a great rest of your night and a fantastic weekend.